never seen the North. They only hear, they speculate. They don't know. So they're calling it mythic because they might get far and not find it. So it's mythic to them, okay? That's why they use that term. So I got some other thing I gotta look at. All right, and I know we've been using blue, so let's use some more blue. Okay, so if we look right here, read that for me, Charity Owens.
No more options locked for me. No more drivers last train.
Whose voice are we stealing? Raise your hand. Whose voices are we hearing? Whose eyes are we looking through right here? Leilani? The runaway slave. He's running away from what? And I'm going to put that. I'm going to put speaker. And I'm going to put runaway slave. And what is he saying I'm done with? I am done. No. I'm not doing it. I'm done. What is he done with? Deza? Well, he's not done running because he's still running. He's like, I'm done with something. Adrian? Being a slave. And what aspect of being a slave is he speaking to in this little couplet? What is it? What is he speaking to? Tanisha? So I'm not your property anymore. I will not be sold. You cannot whip me anymore. I'm out. All right, so I want to write that, though, so I remember that when I go back to my graphic organizer to sort of fill that in, I remember what my analysis is, so that when you put the I say in the graphic organizer, you can refer back to how we analyze it as a group. So I'm going to say, he's done. Can you see it? With being someone's property, being sold, being whipped. Okay, that's what he's done with. Being whipped. And then something happens. Which of the 5 S's from our strategy? Pull out your graphic organizers. Which of our 5 S's happens right after this couplet? Samaya. The shift. So the shift is my favorite part because like, whoa, monkey wrench. Throws a wrench right into everything. What is the shift here? Let's go back to our poem. What is the shift that we see? Because I'm going to tell you. It's a big one. What is our shift here? Let me zoom in a little bit so we can look at it better. Oh, I should see more hands than that. Where's the shift?
Oh, where is that? Not one.
Tell me what the shift is. Where is it? Where does it occur? Sherry Collins?
When it started.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my line. And I'm going to put in the left side shift. Now, why is this that important shift? Why does this stanza represent the shift? Cornelia?
Because it's showing what happens after you start with.
Whose eyes are we, you're right, whose eyes are we now looking through? Whose eyes are we now looking through? Bree? The slave who? Ty? Huh?
The one who got away.
Let's read it again. Because how many reads should we really do?
3.
Thank you. We've done our first read. We got the gist. We now are going on to our second because we have to make sure that we can pull out those details. And we're looking for the shift. We know that this is the shift, but we don't know what the shift is yet. Okay, that's what it sounds like here. So let's read it. All eyes on your text. When I pause, you say the
Word.
If you see my Pompeii, 30 years of
Age.
New breeches, plain stockings, and Negro shoes. If you see my Anna, likely a young mulatto, branded E on her right cheek, R on the
Left.
Catch them if you can and notify subscriber. Catch them if you can, but it won't be easy. They'll dart underground when you try to catch them, plunge into quicksand, whirlpools, mazes, turn into scorpions when you try to catch them. Now that we've reread that stanza, whose eyes are we now looking through? Whose eyes are we now looking through? Tanisha? The slave owner. Do you see that?
Yes.
What told you this was the slave owner? What evidence from the text told you that this was the slave owner? Tiaria?
It says they'll dart underground when you try to catch them.
Okay, dart underground when you try to catch them. Would that be something someone would say about a person they care about? No. What else tells you that this is the slave owner? Taylor? Catch them if you can. Underline it. Catch them if you can. What is another thing? And this is a really important one. Okay? Angel? Okay, let's pause at that one. Branded E on the right, cheek, R on the left. And now we know that this is the shift. So I'm going to come here. Point of view, change. So you know. All right, and you're going to tell, you told me it was the slave owner, right?
Yes.
So, all of the details that you've given me from the text. Dart underground when you try to catch them if you can. Branded with an E on the right cheek, an R on the left. When we brand something, what is typically branded? Raise your hand. Raise your hand and tell me what is typically branded. What is typically branded? Anaya? Items. Okay. Think about a farm. What else is branded, Anaya? What do you have on farms? Animals. They brand animals. So, how does this man view the two people that ran away from him? He views them as his property, and he values them how much, Deanna? Very little. Okay, so we're going to write that. Okay, the slave owner. And now, this language is very specific to the perspective of the slave owner, right? Because we don't have this sort of language. It's almost degrading. It is degrading, straight up. But you had to read it that second time to catch who it was that was speaking, right? So, make sure you have that, the point of view. How does he, first of all, who's he looking for? Okay, but there are very specific details that tell me. Raise your hand and give me the details. Who are these people? These two people that ran away. Give me specifics on who these people are. Brianna? Okay, but tell me specifics about the person. Go back to the stanza. Go back to the text. Who are the two people? First person, Samaya, give me someone. Anna. So Anna, and what does she have, Samaya? Help her out, help her out, help her out. Charity Collins? She's branded, okay? And then we're looking for another person. Who's the other person that we're looking for? Who's the other person? Taylor? He's about 30 years old. Okay, and we need to make sure we know he refers to them as property. But how does he feel about them? How does he feel about them? What is he warning the people that might catch them? What is he warning them of? Leilani? They're going to get away, but he doesn't just say, they're going to get away. They're going to get away from you. No. The way that he describes them getting away is very important. How does he describe them getting away? Owens?
He said it won't be easy and they'll be anything they can to get away.
Oh, okay, wait. So Charity just said they'll do anything they can to get away. Which theme does that tie back into? What theme? And Talana, you were the one who described what this word means. What is the theme where you'll do anything to achieve something or accomplish something, or in this case, to get away. Taylor? No, what is it? Say it. Desperation. Okay? So I need to write that. They will do anything to get away. Now this is the first time we see our theme of desperation. Okay? He refers to them as something, and I want you to tell me what that something is. Deanna? A scorpion. Okay, so I'm going to circle scorpion. Why would he use the term scorpion? Oh, I want you guys to talk to your groups about this. So, stand up. Hand up. Pair up and hold on. Okay. At a level 1, I want you to find your partner. Make your way around. There should be someone right here that is going to find you, Daisy Lloyd. I want you to, at a level 1, discuss the reason why the author refers to these people who are fleeing as scorpions and what that means. Don't move. Stay in your spot. And when I call you back, you answer back. All right, go.
Why did he refer to them as scorpions? Because if scorpions
Yes, on the back of their tail. Okay, so does that mean if something's coming at them, they're going to be like, I'll take it. Even though they're small, they can so are they going to? No, not so much, right? And they're real fast, and they can feed themselves. What do you say? Okay, that's the first time that I've heard speak, right? They might attack you. Yeah, they might attack you. Or they might try to help you run. You know, they'll die. They'll do anything. Run into road. All right, I don't hear you talking. You should still be talking. You should still be talking. That's why they like scorpions. That's why they say At a level 0, find your seat. All right. So, what did you guys talk about? Whoa, hands up. What did you guys talk about with your partner? What was it that you decided the reason was for using the term scorpion? How about you guys back there? Tiara, share out with me what you guys talked about.
We talked about how, you know, how the scorpions pinch people, and then they run away when you try to catch them. So that's why we probably use scorpion, because like, they run real fast.
Okay, so scorpion because they move really fast. Okay, what was another thing that you guys talked about? Charity Collins? They're not gonna just sit there. They will fight back. So Angel, what did we say that was called? They're not defenseless. They are not defenseless. They will fight back. So calling them a scorpion is like saying that they're what? Feisty? Okay. But remember, he's not going to be like, oh, they're feisty. Because he doesn't value these two individuals. He doesn't value them. He's telling people and warning them that they're what, Tanisha? Dangerous. All right, so that's what we need to write here. That's what we need to write. So he refers to them as scorpions. They are dangerous, and they will fight back. But then something happens after this man's little chunk. Where do we go? Where do we go from there? Where do we go from the slave owner? Something happens and we go somewhere else. Where do we go, Leilani?
It's another shift.
It's another shift. Excellent. Let's go ahead and make sure we write that. So we're going to just write shift on this side over here. And we go back and we are now in the eyes of who, Leilani?
The woman.
And the first thing we see is, and before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. So I want you to put a little box around that. Okay. What does this also refer to? What is this referring to, Tyler?
Him also saying that he could go like slave life and he won't be a slave.
So which theme is this? Which theme is this? Is this a new one?
No.
No. So tell me what theme it is.
Desperation.
It's desperation. Okay, so it's another example of desperation. Adrian, you want to add to that?
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so that's not like another slave on
Is it?
no,
She said, is it another slave on a different slave ship or a situation? Or is it the same person?
It's basically the same person.
Okay, that is up for debate. It could be a different person that is saying, what? What does this mean? Before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. What does that mean, Talana?
Before they become a slave again, they're going to be dead. So like, you can't claim them as a property.
Right. So they would rather die than become a slave. That is sending a really important message here. They are not going to be a slave. So I'm going to write that though. So what do you want me to write here for my analysis? What do you want me to write? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Tell me what you want me to write for my analysis of this little chunk right here. Anaya? They'd rather die than become property. Okay? The last part, I'm going to read this out loud to you again, and then we're going to go to our graphic organizer. North Star and Bonanza Gold, I'm bound for the freedom, freedom bound. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. Renegade, renegade. I think we have our sentence there. Remind me what the sentence from the 5 S's would represent. What does sentence represent? What does sentence represent? Charity?
Identify a key sentence that shows the object's main point out of the thing.
So what would that sentence be? What would that sentence be? What would it be? What would it be? Who wants to try it out? Who wants to try it out? Try it out, try it out, try it out, try it out. Ty?
I'm bound for the freedom, freedom bound.
Put a box around it. What are they comparing freedom to? From this chunk right here. What are they comparing freedom to, Adrian?
North Star and Bonanza Gold.
Gold. Freedom is gold. So they value freedom like it is gold. Okay, so circle gold. And then I want you to identify that this is the sentence main idea. Okay, so write that in, and now let's take out our graphic organizers. So today, we read with a purpose. And the purpose was that we were going to look for the 5 S's. All right, we've been using this process now for what? This is our 3rd or 4th poem. What do these 5 S's represent? What is it that the 5 S's represent? And why are they? They're so important because if you use this strategy, you can analyze any poem that you want. And you will be successful. So please remind me, refresh my memory of what the 5 S's are. Give me the first one. Give me the first one. Give me the first one. Deanna?
Sentence,
Identify key sentences that show the other main point of the video.
Okay, got it. Got my sentence. Did we find it?
Yes.
Yeah, we got that, we got that. Okay, now, speaker. Tell me what speaker is. What is speaker? Taylor?
Who is speaking is when you're understanding of who subject, who would say something.
Did we find that?
Yes.
How many speakers?
Two.
2, maybe
Three.
3. Okay, what is another thing that we look for in the 5 S's? So we got sentence, speaker, Kira,
Situation, what is happening, under what conditions would the speaker say?
okay. Do we know what the situation is?
Yes.
Have you found a quote?
Yes.
Okay, good, because you're gonna put that in there when you work with your groups. Okay, what's another thing that we look for? And this is something that somebody found and did a very good job with, Leilani,
The shift.
the shift.
What are the shifts in tone or feeling? What indicate a shift?
Let me ask you this, how many shifts are there?
Two.
Okay. And the last but not least, and now this is always the beast that we have to tackle, because for some reason it scares you, but you guys did such a great job today with it. What is it, Angel?
Syntax. What poetic devices are used and why? How do the types of sentences contribute to rhythm of the poem?
Okay, don't be afraid by the term syntax. You know what that means. What are the literary devices that were used here? What did we see here? What literary devices did we see? Now this is where my 8th graders are acting like high schoolers, because this is a high school strategy and you're giving me high school answers. So tell me, with your high school answer, what literary devices have been used today? Give me one, Tanisha. Repetition, okay? Repetition. What's another one that has been used? What's another one, Deanna?
Alliteration.
There have been alliterations. Now, I'm going to throw another monkey wrench in. There is a literary device that you have been reading and using this entire time that Mr. Hayden put in here. And it is when he is trying to paint a picture in your mind. Do you know what that's called?
Ooh.
Adrian? Yes! That is imagery, okay? And imagery, that is when the author is going to... I love you, thank you. I just got so excited the pen had to leave. It had to get out. It had to get out. Imagery is when the author uses specific language to paint a picture in your head. What picture is being painted here? Because I'm just wondering if y'all caught it. I mean, I just don't even know. What? What is it? What picture is being painted in your head? What picture is being painted in your head? Kira? The slave's running, okay? Look at these words. Run, falls, rises, stumbles. Darkness, darkness, oops. Okay? We are using imagery here. Okay? We see more inner imagery. What else is the imagery being created here? Tiaria?
Well, I was gonna say, you remember when we were talking about how they don't fit no punctuation in the first part, and then when you kept reading until you lost your breath, it probably gives you a little visual of how when he was running, he felt some type of way.
He's feeling some type of way. If we are out of breath when we are reading this, the picture is being painted in your brain. So Olivia, let's put that on the side here. This is a great example of imagery. What's another example of imagery within this poem? What's another one? Because there is another one, and it's strong. It is a strong use of imagery, and it's almost like, ooh. Ew. Leilani?
Is it when the slave owner?
Keep going. What about the slave owner?
Like when he was basically telling whoever that they kind of act like scripters, they run away and stuff.
Yes! Okay, so this is another example of imagery. How does the author convey the theme of desperation by using imagery? That is our essential question. So y'all be able to answer it. Tell me how the author convey, and what's another word for convey? Call it out. Show. Show. That's an FSA word. Convey, depict, portray. How does the author convey the theme of desperation through the use of imagery? That's a question that you might get on the FSA. So what do you think the answer is? You're not going to tell me because that's your exit slip. But I'm fun. Yes! You like that? How you like me now? Okay, so I love exit slips. Yes! Okay, go to your graphic organizer because I'm going to show you how to fill this thing out like a champ. And then you guys are going to struggle on your own together. All right, we're in this together. Yeah, on your own and together. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about situation. Okay, situation. I'm going to take a quote from this poem, and I'm going to put it for the it says. And then obviously, for the I say, what are you going to do? Raise your hand. Please tell me. Enlighten me, young minds, baby geniuses. Enlighten me on what you're going to do for the I say. Anaya? You're going to explain what the quote is explaining. So you're going to give a what? Analysis. Yes, thank you for my FSA word. So you're going to do that for sentence all the way down to syntax. Let's go ahead and do speaker together instead of situation, because I want you guys to really, really, really choose that one based on your own analysis and interpretation. Speaker, there's no right or wrong. There's no wrong answer because we know it, okay? So which sentence from this poem, which line should we use for speaker? What do you think we should use, Samaya?
Many thousands rise and go, many thousands pass over.
Okay, so we can use that one. What's another one that we can use? Owens?
No more options like that.
Excellent. So let's write that one. No more auction block for me. No more drivers lash for me. So then what I want you to do there is after you've done your it says and you've given that text evidence, I want your analysis. All right, and what did we say our analysis of this line was? Tanisha, I believe you gave me that. And you can use, I want you to use your annotations because we annotate text for a very specific reason. It's so that we can track our thinking. Okay, we track our thinking as we read, and when things pop up and 5S, I read that. So I know my text evidence and my analysis. So what did we say our analysis of this chunk was, Deanna?
He's done with this, someone's property being sold, and then,
Okay, so we're going to put the speaker, and I'm going to put in parentheses primary. The primary speaker is an escaped slave who is done, and I'm going to put that in capitals, with being someone's property, being sold and beaten. Okay, that's my analysis. So here's what you're going to do. You guys are going to work on completing this graphic organizer. Okay? I'm releasing you, baby ducklings, because I believe you got this. Okay? Now it's your turn. Show me that you got this. So here's how we're going to do this. You guys are going to work in your groups to finish your analysis of this poem. Once you finish analyzing the poem and putting all of your analysis in this graphic organizer, you're going to use what you found and put in your graphic organizer to answer higher order questions. What strategy do we use when we are answering higher order questions? Raise your hand. What strategy do we use when we are answering higher order questions? Hannah? The ACE strategy. And who can tell me what the ACE strategy is? Deza? Okay. Yes. Someone say it loud. Loud and proud. 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 Cons?
Answer the questions
We have to get in the habit of doing it this way. So I'm no longer writing it on your tasks because it should be so ingrained in everything that we do in here. So, look at our stations chart. I should see everyone working on higher order questions with their group right now, okay? And their graphic organizer. I'm going to split you off and do different things. Some of you will do your graphic organizer, go to exit slip. Some of you will do graphic organizer and go to higher order questions. All right? And then we're going to swap. I want you all working on different things, but same things kind of goes together. All right? Use the higher order questions as your discussion questions when you're talking in your group and analyzing your poem. Make sense? Yes. So now I'm going to give you some choice. Brianna, can you please come back to your desk over here? Thank you, ma'am. Angel Bender, what do you guys want to do? Graphic organizer and exit slip or graphic organizer in higher order? Excellent. Tyler. Talk it over. Tell me what you want. Ty.
The exit slip first.
Okay. Adrian.
Higher order.
Talana. You're Cheryl. And last but certainly not least, my darlings at the Malala table. Okay, you got it. Wow, that ended up being even today. I will be coming around and circulating. I will be sitting with you. I want to hear you. Okay, remember accountable talk, voice level 1. Don't get up out of your seat. 3 before me. And I'm going to be in this with you. Same with Ms. Roundtree. Get to work, babies. I'm setting a timer. Put some classical music on. Well, you know, our version of classic. Yes. What's it again? The chase? What about the chase? This situation, yes. Because what's happening here? Yes, they're running for freedom, so like that's part of the situation. And then what would be the situation for the slave owner?
Explain.
Yeah, the slave owner is trying to what is he doing by telling them like be careful, blah blah blah. Excellent. Very good then. Okay, talk to me about what you got. What are we thinking? Okay, so what do we do when there's a really big part of a quote? We put some of it and then we do what? Dot, dot, dot. You know what that's called? An ellipsis. Okay, because you're going to tell Miss Knoll where you are in the poem. I can see where you found that quote. Okay, and I know what the rest of it is, obviously. Okay, so you're going to use that for syntax, and how are you going to explain that? It's describing the chase, but who is describing the chase? Is it the slave owner or the slave? The slave. Okay, so we have this continuous chunk. So we have this continuous rolling, keeps going, losing your breath. And that structure, it makes you feel what, Hannah? Breathless. Yes. He's stumbling. So we feel that he's stumbling. Oh, guys. Okay, so what's your analysis? What's the I say? What does Cornelia say?
Oh, for the syntax?
Yeah.
It shows how.
Are you Cornelia? Cornelia, you tell me. What does Cornelia say?
It shows. Well, you wanted me to like explain how, like using.
This shows the syntax.
Oh, it shows syntax. Well, it shows like how as he was running, how all the stuff was like channeled through his mind.
Okay, so say it again. How intense the chase is. So we're experiencing it with him. And what about renegade, renegade, renegade? Why would he put it like that? Physically, so that when we read this poem, our eyes have to go downward, downward. Aye. Yes.
We got two shifts. First shift.
It's continuous. Yeah.
Then we can do both. Yeah, we can do both together. The first shift is where
Yeah. For sure. You don't sound like Jack Richard. So much on years ago.
so for situations because I put slave and slave owner. So for slave I put in the house. I mean like they say that's the house.
And I'm gonna check on y'all. How are you guys doing over here? Yeah.
We're on the slave owner.
You're on the shift now? Okay, so you're doing both shifts. And what do you say about these shifts? Why are they important? How do they impact the poem? Okay, and so we get to see through the eyes of both of these really important people, right? Right. And so when you give me your evidence, you're going to give me a quote that shows it goes into the slave owner's eyes, and then a quote that shows me coming back out into the slave eye. Which quote's stronger? Excellent, and therefore we see the perspective changing and the point of view. Remember, point of view is everything. Point of view is the lens that we see the story through. Point of view is the perspective that we are, how they feel about the situation. So the slave owner is obviously angry. Okay, he's telling people to beware, watch out, be cautious. These people aren't safe. Okay, but then when you look at it on the other side, and we're looking through the eyes of the escaped slave, they're fighting for their life. Freedom bound, bound for freedom, freedom bound. Okay, so make sure that when you guys are putting it into your analysis, you need to make sure you are writing about how it's impacting your understanding of the poem, right? Because at the end of the day, we analyze all of these aspects of a poem because the author wants us to feel some kind of way, like for real. And that is how we analyze it. Are we feeling what the author wants us to feel? Do you think we felt that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, you mind if I read over your shoulder? Oh, yeah. That's fine, you keep writing. I'm just looking over.
Did you finish your graphic organizer?
So which quote we doing for the second shift?
Okay. Did you finish your graphic organizer too? Yes, you may.